Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. A couple of things before we go to the market square. First, I don't think Finian is a good fit for Camellia yet. She doesn't have dex to damage. I think Lan will benefit more from it. Also, I have not been reading the descriptions of these nodes on the map yet, so let's go and do that. So the Thieflings Hideout. A spacious, well-furnished cellar under the hardware store serves as a hideout for Thieflings and Canabras. This is where the eldest sister, Charisme, appointed by the family, conducts the gang's affairs by planning robberies and sharing the loot between the gang members. An Ancient Trees and Wonders shop. Ancient Trees and Wonders is a reputable old shop whose name speaks for itself. The inside resembles a private collection for the antiquities displayed in the showcases, and on the shelves are so rare that only the queen herself could possibly afford to pay full price for them. And then Defender's Heart, of course. The best in Canabras is a sturdy building surrounded by a stone wall. Crusaders who survived the first wave of the invasion set up base here, turning the tavern into a small fortress able to withstand the attacks of demons and cultists wreaking havoc in the city. And then the Fallen Horse. The bloody carcass of a strong steed with a broken leg is covered in mangled armor. The saddlebag is intact. We procure some reagents for creating consumable items here. I think we read that. Alright, now I'm just going to read them as we go to them. So the market square. The city fair with lots of attractions and live music was in full swing when the demons attacked. Now the pavement is stained red with blood, and a gaping rift cuts the square in two. This is the place where the demon Lord Discari cleaved the land with his terrible scythe, marking the beginning of the demonic invasion of Mendev.
Save the last one for me.
Also, I think he's using this. He does not need to be using that. A shear, or sure? Alright, that was easy. Send more than one enemy at me. Go ahead and quick save. In case we get jumped as soon as we enter this location.
You ask me.
Great, we failed it. What could possibly create cracks like these? I don't know, the Demon Lord Discari, maybe?
Let's try this way.
That's on the other side of that little barricade. Right, this seems like a pretty large area.
I'll go ahead.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Yeah, we're already hitting for like 44 damage. That's not even a crit.
This
Pretty good.
hurt.
Melia's taking a bit of a beating here.
A calculated risk.
We've got potions for that. Alright, I don't need tutorials, thank you. Alright, that should do. I'm not going to grab most of the junk until we leave the area. I'll grab scrolls and potions and stuff that they drop. Things that I can use while I'm here. And some treasure. That usually doesn't weigh a whole lot either. So no harm in pocketing it for now. There's a chest right there.
Follow my lead.
I hope you appreciate this.
Maybe we can do something like that.
I know what to do. Our victory is certain.
Oh, a horse went down. That's okay.
The world in crimson.
Fix him up right as rain. No problem. Alright, some money. What is this? Silver ring. A lot of treasure. We'll go ahead and take that. Your car is laden with possessions looted from the surrounding houses. Anybody want to grab this?
Rely on me.
Thank you.
The heartbeat quickens.
Alright, cool. We got some Crusaders here. Let's see. A couple of scrolls. Rest of that there for now. Can we talk to you guys?
We
Probably
will
not.
be victorious.
Oh, whoops. There we go. That up a little bit.
Did you see that?
Alright, we came from that direction. We can build a bridge.
As it should be.
Eagle Watch will not abandon its post, no matter what happens. Alright, build a bridge out of the debris. Alright, the city is divided no longer. Should probably put out that fire too, considering you just made a bridge out of wood.
That is not far.
Alright, so that's the way we have to go, I think. Let's finish exploring this direction first. See whether secrets and goodies lie in wait for us. Alright, so we're looking for her... for Forn, I think was his name. The hell punched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Garundi's. Her teeth are fanged. Her hair is as gray as a crone's. Crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. What are you looking at, soldier? Like what you see? Who are you? Giving you a scrutinizing look, she says harshly. There's no point in knowing soldier, or in you knowing soldier. Trust me, the answer would only bring you misfortune, and it still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer you won't ever meet again. Who wounded you? He responds with a razor-sharp smile. Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist. I can heal you. With a resolute shake of her head, she barks. Don't. I can handle it myself. I don't like it when strangers cast spells on me. Heal her. I can't leave you in this state. To the abyss with you. The elf tries clumsily to pull away, but the magic does its work. The stab wound in her body heals quickly. Glaring at you, she mutters through clenched teeth. Thanks and everything, but the next person who uses magic on me without my permission is an arrow to the eye. Probably not going to succeed in this. Take a closer look at her strange appearance. Hey, we did succeed. We rolled a 20. It appears that this woman is a drow. Her race is also known as Dark or Cavern Elves. They're rarely seen on the surface, so it is surprising to encounter her here. What's with your appearance? A demon's handiwork. Some shrieking spawn flew across the sky, raining corruption down upon us all. I was caught in the attack. It's fine. It'll go away soon. She shrugs nonchalantly and looks past you. You're a drow, aren't you? She flinches, looking at you with undisguised sorrow. You have a keen eye for these things, don't you, soldier? You guessed correctly. I am a drow. I don't think that gives you the right to judge me. There's much you don't know about me, and never will know. Believe me, it's for your own good. I know who you are. You're Kylesa, a cultist of Discari. That's a lie. Her crimson eyes flash, she says firmly. I'll loathe the demons and I'll kill any I come across. Take a closer look at the elf. She's clearly holding something back, but she doesn't appear to be lying either. Whatever it is she's hiding, her claim that she hates demons sounds quite convincing. You're not lying, but you're not telling me the whole truth. What, was I supposed to pour my heart out? She looks at you defiantly. You have your war, soldier. I have mine. You're fighting chaos and madness, and I'm fighting lies and hypocrisy. We're both willing to die for a cause, aren't we? Why would foreign slander you? Kalesa's grim expression hardens further, as bleak and unflinching as the words on a tombstone. You're asking questions that are dangerous in and of themselves. I urge you to stop. The more you know about me, the higher the chances that a traitor's dagger will find its way into your back. I believe you. Horn is at the defender's heart. You should keep clear of the place. It was never my intention to set foot there. Farewell, soldier, and thank you for believing me. Alright, well.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
I'm not gonna kill someone just because someone else told me to. I need a little more evidence than that. Plus we know that she wasn't lying about it.
We'll make this quick. She won't feel a thing.
I don't know. Can we really do this?
Listen, we don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
A group of knights surrounds a young elven girl. She's dressed in rags that barely cover the hideous scars on her body. Beggar girl's on her knees, watching placidly as the people argue heatedly around her, as if she doesn't sense the looming threat at all. Black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
The knight brings his sword up above the girl's head.
They're insane! We've got to do something!
Sela looks at you, terror in her eyes.
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me. Just do what you've decided to do.
The girl smiles serenely, as though she isn't at risk of imminent death. What's going on here?
We...
The knight's hands are shaking.
Our weapons barely scratch the demons' hides. We're sacrificing this girl to Iomade so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
No. That's not how that works.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
Who told you to do this? It sounds like cultist work to me.
Good point. Whose idea was this? I think it was yours.
The knight looks at his comrades in suspicion.
My idea? I was against the whole thing right from the start. Who said we needed to make a sacrifice? Wasn't it you? You can't blame anyone else for that.
Please don't fight! All of you are good people, defenders of the city. You just made a mistake. Please don't hurt them.
The girl turns to you.
The little girl is defending the people who wanted to slaughter her a minute ago. She's either a saint or she's insane. Maybe the two together.
Or an insane.
Hey, I know her. I see her all the time on the street. She's a couple of cards short of a full deck, if you know what I mean.
Hi. Remember when we used to play together when we were little? But then you went and got all big. And I stayed the same for some reason.
The girl waves at Woljip with a bright smile.
Huh? I played with you? Pull the other one.
You did. We played tag and hide and seek. Then you and the bigger boys came up with the game where you all threw stones at me. You laughed so hard. It made me happy too. But then you grew up and went away to do grown-up things. Want to play with me now?
For the love of... Canabris is too damn small.
Tiefling turns away, covering his reddened face with his hand. You go to the Defender's Heart Tavern. That's where the survivors are gathering. Don't think of doing anything so disgusting ever again.
Thank you.
The knights are away before you can change your mind.
They're gone. And they all lived. I was sure that someone would die today. So many people have died here already. But we are still alive for some reason. Strange, isn't it?
The elf girl smiles at you. The crow lights on her shoulder and looks at you with eyes that are much too intelligent for an ordinary bird.
But you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
The girl shrugs, smiling serenely. Who are you?
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
Alright, so this is probably a little far-fetched. They removed Mordecai's portrait as one of the options in the character creation. And now we have a crow here that seems a little too intelligent for its own good. I don't know. I'm gonna remain suspicious. I don't think you're an ordinary girl. And that crow you have there, it's not ordinary either.
No, don't be silly. I'm very ordinary. Well, I know different types of tricks, but Soot taught me those.
The girl strokes the crow's beak. Its eyes narrow in satisfaction. It makes a cooing sound.
Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me. She teaches me magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Now granted, Mordecai's ravens had, what, like 4 eyes, I think, so maybe that's not the case. Magic tricks, you say? You could prove useful in fighting the demons. And I'll be able to protect you from insane soldiers on the streets. Come with me.
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party? What could we possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
Probably to replace you.
Sure, let's go.
The girl gives you a smile, joyous and untroubled, like a child's. Alright, so what is she all about? Stigmatized witch. Has a crossbow equipped. Blackened. Your hands and forearms are shriveled and blackened, as if you had plunged your arm into a blazing fire. Your thin papery skin is sensitive to the touch. Take a -4 penalty on weapon attack rules. If you had burning hands to your list of spells known. Then you get Scorching Ray and Burning Arc. then Fire Snake, then Hellfire Ray to your spells. Okay. She is an elf. A Deviant Orphan gets Lore Religion and +1 bonus on saving throws against demons. So Deviant Orphan adds Lore Religion to the list of her class skills. She also gets +1 bonus on saving throws against demons. Atheism. Raven Familiar. A familiar is a magical pet that enhances the character's skills and senses. Raven's master gains a +3 bonus on persuasion checks and a +2 bonus on perception checks. How is she affected by slumber? Then as an elf, she gets keen senses. She gives her a +2 racial bonus on perception checks. Elven Magic. Elves receive a +2 racial bonus on caster level checks made to overcome spell resistance. In addition, elves receive a +2 racial bonus on Knowledge Arcana skill checks made to identify the properties of magic items. Elven Immunities. Elves are immune to magic sleep effects and gain a +2 racial saving throw bonus against enchantment spells and effects. And are proficient with longbows, including composite longbows, longswords, rapiers, and short bows. Anything with the word Elven in its name. Alright, let's go over her class real fast. Alright, touching all that already. She has point blank shot. You get a +1 bonus on attack and damage rolls with ranged weapons at ranges up to 30 feet. Precise shot. You can shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty on your attack roll. Or do you win over blackened? Alright, so she also gets hexes like Melia does. So she might actually end up being her replacement. Alright, so Slumber. Which can cause a creature within 30 feet to fall into a deep magical sleep, as per the spell Sleep. The creature receives a will save to negate the effect. If the save fails, the creature falls asleep for a number of rounds equal to the witch's level. This hex can affect a creature of any hit dice. This hex ends immediately if the creature takes damage. Whether or not the save is successful, the creature cannot be the target of this hex again for 1 day. And the Raven Familiar. Proficient with simple weapons, and Vulnerability Curse, which can make her enemies vulnerable to energy. This hex lasts for a number of rounds equal to the witch's level, during which any energy resistance or energy immunities on the target are suppressed. A successful will save reduces this to just 1 round. Alright, she's a spontaneous caster. Sweet. Well, I'll probably look more into her class off camera.
Soot is restless. I wonder why.
Let's just put her in Divine Zap instead of the crossbow. I'm glad I came back here and noticed that little fog of war is missing. Or we're still covered. But hey, we finally have a full party.
Let me draw the first blood.
Alright, you need to move forward so everybody else can get over here.
Surrender or else!
Into the fray!
So we can't access that from this side, it looks like. Ramian. My beloved brother. I admire your zeal, of course. But do you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use? For instance, fighting demons, or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive. The face of this golden-curled Aasimar is beautiful, even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins run the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful, a bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic. The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony, and his voice accustomed to barking orders is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect this city, especially now, when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? In my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose act of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again, I'm forced to repeat myself. While we're wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city. People whom we could have saved if you only set your soldiers to the task, not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, that must mean there is someone down there. Your associates, no doubt. They're just waiting for us to abandon our posts before they slink out and try again too. The old man notices your approach. And you. I remember you. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked, and Tarandalev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Overrun peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan, at your service. Mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I've lived in Canabris my whole life. You haven't seen me before. Ah, must be because you don't ever venture into our underground district. We've been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for a long time. The First Crusade. So you're a mongrel. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. Alright, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. Actually, I told you that when we first met. You asked, "Who are you?" And I said, "I'm Don Quixote." I'm a crusader. I'm fighting to liberate Canabris from the demons. A crusader, you say? I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know to whom you are speaking. I'm the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor in the city. Olrun Shabuk, prelate of Canabris by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, and the city's defender against threats from within and without. And as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-curled Aasimar flashes a flinty smile. I'm Ramian of Edmei, prior to the Temple of Desna, which, alas, currently lies in ruins. Why Sauron here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what? There may in fact be one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off and put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. The Sarkorians had hanged Arilu Vorlesh while they had the chance. There never would have been a war. I won't repeat their mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Prelate, see reason. These are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial is unworthy of a servant of Iomedae. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Lest you forget, girl, we may serve the same goddess, but you're not Inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Iomedae. I won't question yours. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers from his temple tried to secretly access the Wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Arun is trembling with fury. The Wardstone of Canabris, the gift from Iomedae, the bringer of light, brought by the hands of her herald, the first in the chain. And followers of that crazy runt of a goddess try to meddle with it using their magic, after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught, and Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in his cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. My people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the Wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself. They were simply trying to heal it. Heard similar claims before, now where was it? Ah yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal. That is why I never believed you or your mob's lies even for a second. And I was right. Alright, reveal the light of heaven. Behold, Inquisitor. Bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves below Canabras. I am no enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something, a prayer or a spell. With each word, his face relaxes. You're telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regard to you, stranger. And later, under less fractious circumstances, I'd like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth once and for all. You don't lay a finger on him, but you'll have to answer to me. Casimir holds up his hands in a place-setting gesture. Stop. You're the defenders of what remains of Canabras. Can you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Holrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the Wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the Wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you've done nothing to prevent it. Now you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit you were wrong, as always. The wave of his wand, Yasamar vanishes. So even if I didn't step in there, he probably would have gotten away with his wand. He fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit, but that won't work on me. Owen turns his attention to you. What about you? If you truly have been marked out for a gift from heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I'm almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the Wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. I see you suffered greatly in battle. Nonsense. I had to deal with the brood of Nabasus. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies with the goddess's help. Nabasus, also known as death demons, have the ability to drain their victim's life force. Judging by Harun's pallor, he has lost a significant amount of his energy. The Inquisitor can bluster as much as he wants, but right now, he's far from the peak of his abilities. Why are you obsessed with finding enemies everywhere you look? Why? Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we to war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception. They worm their way into your favor, masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. Were it not for me, Canabras would have gone the same way long ago, captured out from under our noses. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then, and I had just joined the Crusade. Back then, Canabras didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came up to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in, and why not? For no one was ever turned away. It was no matter. Everyone was welcome in our city. If you came from Mendev, or if you had hauled yourself here from across the seas, the Crusade accepted all and sundry. But on this occasion, we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed toward the Wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all. So they threw the blood from afar, spreading the Wardstone from every direction. And the lead demon, Nihilist Beast, Monago was their name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks. And the creature was right too. We let our guard down. We got what we deserved. That bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk's memories. Since then, Canabras has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who coveted Arilu's glory, we drove them all out of the city. We haven't had any trouble here since. Many have come here, even the Baylor Horamzadeh. They've all been sent right back to where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Discari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here, the goddess curse him in order to break through our defenses. And what did he do? He left again. And we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline can do. Remian really warned you about the attack. Those crazed Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie. Sometimes what they said did come to pass. Like, can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold hard facts of intelligence reports? You're in a world of magic and gods and goddesses. Yes, you can. Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams. Those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city, that the Wardstone's power is diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Amade, forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated. But instead, I simply increased their surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. Not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnans played right into the hands of Discari's hordes. They almost left the city completely defenseless. Remian covered for his people the whole time, helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be? I read that as he. Like Michael Jackson. What else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? There's nothing dangerous in this hole. You have no reason to guard it. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from an angel who perished in the caves below our feet. It is no secret that those passages are teeming with dangerous creatures that could kill anyone, even a warrior of heaven. Demons and demonic offspring love roaming about underground. That's why I will be keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from here, we'll be ready for them. Now where can I find Remian? How should I know? The weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole, like the traitorous little rat that he is. He'll be sitting, trembling and waiting till he's dragged out of there. With the prelate after you, that seems the only sensible thing to do. It's what I'd do. I'm sure a lot of things sound sensible to you. And it works too. As you can see, I'm still alive. Alright, I have to go. Go on then, if you have to. It'd be good if you could return with the head of that scum. Ember peers intently at Hallrune. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in this city, you met us. What is this gibberish? As if I have nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. Then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire. That is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, or to review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. Then why are we pursuing a Desnant? Whatever. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was young with a big mustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a huge bushy mustache in the air with her fingers. You probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect his city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good, who was evil. Hallrune, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake. Why do you want to ask for forgiveness? Ha, hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? What about that crow that's always flying around her? I advise you take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours, if you ask me. She looks highly suspicious indeed. And you forgive him, after what he did to you. You thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something, thinking it was a good thing, but you're really doing a bad thing that hurts someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes, and you might be no better than them. Ember, stop talking nonsense. The girl obediently puts her hand over her mouth. Oh man. Alright. I'm gonna call the episode here, and the next one we will, I guess, pursue Remian. and see what lies in wait for us in this direction. I know this loops all around here. Yeah, it still looks like there's a lot of this map to explore. By the way, gonna call it here. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.